Okay, so sorry, my computer is not fast enough to stream, so I will record this video to explain the basic um, strategy in terms of farming. But first, let me explain how this build works. So we have auras, six of them, and all of them for defensive purpose, so that will be really tanky. We achieve that by having capped resistance and almost capped block rate. And with Aegis Aurora, whenever we got hit, we will have a lot of energy shield recovered, and that makes us almost immortal in most of the maps. And what this skill does is that you use a shield slam for relatively fast moving, and you use spam this on Earth to deal damage. And when you spam it, it will trigger several skills. Vision Step to lower the chaos resistance um, to your nearby enemies. Temporal Chain is one of the curse that is going to even further scale the DOT. And the Bone Offering gives us a huge boost of the block rate. And you just spam an earth, but this doesn't do damage, so don't do this. Instead, just press one or two like an earth, and then do this cremation. So W and E, and once this cremation is up, these geysers will be up for like 8 seconds, I think. Where's the, yes, 13 seconds. So in these 13 seconds, all the nearby corpse will be detonated and deals a lot of damage. Okay, that's just yeah. And by the way, this is one way to make easy currency. That don't do it when it's already like not league start anymore, but it's very easy to just buy some skill, something like this, and sell. Yeah, give you easy money. And yeah, the playstyle is that you can. So what I do is that I hold down W. So that is keep spamming and I press E occasionally. So as you can see, my mana recovers really fast because of some mods that allows us to use reduced mana. So I just hold down W and press E maybe every like 2, 3 couple of seconds. So that's it. That is very easy to play, and you just kill something and move on and kill again. So this is very easy, and you don't touch this thing because it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can replay this with the, I think I have wow clarity. No, I don't have, but I mean this basically this is a free skill. You can replace with something that you want. And our vision step will use one charge of the movement skill. So that's why we use flame dash. So that we only always use have like three dashes. So normally you don't use it because it's not really that fast compared with shield slam. But if you feel like you are in danger, so just flame dash away. This is kind of emergency button. And there are two other emergency buttons. One is the wall molten shell. So this gives us a damage reduction. And this is wall discipline, which gives us a huge, not really regen, this recharge, but the recharge sort of work as regen because there's no, it starts a regen to start recharge immediately. So this is how this build works. So basically, I will run the map really quick to show. It's not the fastest map runner, but it's very solid. And furthermore, what we are doing here is that in our atlas, we use the red altar to boost our job in terms of currency, and because it only have one downside, so it has a fewer chance to break our build. So that's why, like, it's easier to just pick up the best option for us in terms of looting. And we block some of the mechanisms to give us more chance to have the harvest. If you don't do that, you can deallocate these kind of things and use the sextant. But so far, I'm not transitioned into that strategy yet, but you can do it later. for now, we use natural chance for the sacred scroll to spam. And for expedition, we use this very new node, which is awesome. I will show you guys later. But it's just a very solid currency strategy, and we go basically all in with harvest and expedition, and we use the scarab to trigger the expedition. And there's also one thing that we do is that we are using the elder influenced map, so that it gives us a like a 16 pack size boost. 16 pack boost, if you think about it, this is something that if you run growing horde, that is basically a little bit better than 3 rusted scarabs. So usually you run the gilded, which gives you 30. So 16 versus 30 is good enough, because we can also run the better. I mean, running polished. You probably should run the gilded, which gives you 50% of more runic markers. So that is like a huge huge boost. So, and it's cheaper basically. You will transition into more expensive strategy, but you do it later. And now let's just try to roll. Now Bog is the map I want to run. So why run Bog? Bog is that it's very easy to rush the boss, so that the red altars will only spawn the what's called only spawn the non-boss mods. Because we almost always want to get non-boss mods, and we always prefer running what's called quantity boost. So now let's go to this this mod. I think it has Beyond, so that is a little bit just a good thing. It doesn't do much, but it gives us at least something. And then we are going to just try to find the boss. It's either down here somewhere, or in the middle, which is the other way around. So let's just try to find. Oh, Secret Ghost here, it's good. So we are trying to find the boss. Yeah, the boss is there. See, so before the boss, you want to trigger the influence, just one more, and then what the mod we get. So we the curse infected back on you, so we'll get this to get the quantity boost, which is not a really big deal to us. So we'll get temporal chain and despair reflected to us, but it's sort of fun. And yeah, so we are going to kill the boss and then start to run around the map to kill all the red. I think this has a consecrated ground here, so that it gives boss a little bit of region. I mean, we can kill him, and there's another strategy, which is to use a frost bomb to replace a flame dash, so give him less region. And that's why I always keep this thing here, so that you can replace this and drop a frost bomb, which is very easy to use. So this is a little bit of trick. You don't have to do this in most of the time, but you can if it's a breaks. And also we have this mana flask in case it breaks due to the no region mod. Sometimes we just miss the miss the details of the map. That we just run into the map with no region, and in this case we just do the simple replacement. Same thing for the ring. So if we got some elemental reflection, it doesn't kill us instantly because we are really tanky. But if you feel like it, you can just use a net ring to give you more reflection immune. So reduction, sorry, let's give you 80% reduction, which is usually enough for you. And for the so basically this small strong box doesn't really do much, and my screen is super laggy because my computer is great. But as you can see, you basically don't need to worry about the health because you just get insane regen back. So it barely moves, right? And we are not really going to like killing this for the loot. It's more important to get the influence. So if it's not the influence mods, you don't even need to kill the rares because it doesn't really matter much. And so far, okay, now we have a altar, so we have a flask thing. We don't really worry about this, so we get more quantity boost. And the quantity boost is good for both expedition in terms of the logbook dropping and the life force from harvest. So now we can have this, or I mean, sometimes I just take the chaos orb, but it's really close. If it's one of the first mod, I probably should take the chaos. That will give us maybe about 10 chaos. For now, like we are already finished half of the map, so yeah. And this is the influence. We grab this influence. This build is not the best for the league mechanism. I have to warn you from that. That is for league mechanism like a totem or minion based builds. Simply they are just better. You know, like because it's your damage and defense doesn't really matter. It scales differently. So as long as a league mechanism like a sanctum or sanctum or like this ancestor, so this basically just ignore your offense and defense in a weird way. And because we are relying on building a strong character, we don't rely on making those builds work. So this is not the best build for that. But yeah. Do we get targeted by the media? Yeah, so actually the target by media is one of the bad nodes. So sometimes when you run this, there's another trick that you can simply just remove these flasks. Because the meteors sometimes they can just remove like half of our HP, which is pretty scary. And here, this is the worst expedition buddy. So the beauty of this build is that you don't really care about the mods. You just like plant something and detonate, and that's it. And you can detonate it. You can stand in the middle of it, but there isn't really any real reason to do that, right? So you can just move a little bit away and then like start to spamming your skill here. And now this makes my my screen really laggy. But yeah, and this is a time that if you want to, let's say, sit here and stand here, then you can trigger all your raw skills. So that it give you basically 2 seconds Superman mode. So you have like I think I forgot it's a 50% or some similar percent, but yeah. So you just play like a 2-3 frame rate because my PC is not good. But yeah, like most of the time it should be easy. There are 2 mods that can be a little bit problematic. One is the what's called the 100% physical reduction, and the other is heat remove 10% of your energy shield. At first, I thought they would be really bad. They are actually they would be the what's called the build disabler, but it turns out to be not that bad if you use your boss skills up front. And the little trick is that you start from like a little bit further away, so that if you see your jobs HP jobs like a big chunk, then all of a sudden, then that probably means there are some repeat builds. Alternatively, in that case, you play a little bit defensively. But in general, I just don't read these mods at all. So Yeah, actually, I don't really know, but yeah, but yeah, that's one way to do it. And about harvest, what you can do is that you can deallocate this keystone so that you can simply, like just run this modes as always, as in the earliest way. Sorry, in the old way. But you can also run this. And what you do is that you want to leave the, let's say, purple. Purple is the rarest. So you leave the purple in the last. So which means I probably should deallocate the reduced chance of purple and change it to red, yellow, because we want the yellow to be the most rarest. So the thing is that we run all the all the crops. We run all the crops and leave the rarest one at last. So that because we hope to give a boost to that color. So now we run the after we run the yellow. So this run the blue. So yellows are updated mostly. And we want to focus on this purple. So we are going to run another yellow to boost, so run another blue to boost other yellows, and hopefully we will have at least one. Now we'll have two yellows to boost, and then like we run those yellows to get some like tier 3, which is good. But what is even better is to get to run the. Actually, I don't know. So like now it's we can run this like 2 tier 3 yellow and get and hope to get tier 4 purple. But because we didn't get a tier 4 purple, maybe we should run a tier 3 purple now, and we hope to boost one of the 3 tier 3 yellows to tier 4. So this is why this keynote is interesting, because it involves some thinking. So previously you just blindly select yellow and run it, and this build can just handle it really easily, and that's beyond the point. But now, unfortunately, we didn't have that. So in this case, well, we don't have any chance. So we just have like 2 tier 3 yellow, which is not bad. We can just do a quick press check after we are done. But yeah, and basically, as I said, if you feel like you are in danger, just press T to give you a huge region. That will basically give you like invulnerability in 2 seconds. Okay, so now we are not juicing this with the with other settings, but for now like 5 tier 3 is not bad at all. I think this will be at least 10%, I think 15 chaos. We can check it after we are done. This is not particularly lucky. So with this strategy, I feel like it's more common to run into those what's called the tier 4 mobs. But yeah, indeed, there are some thinking. I probably should go through this with some like math table or something to try to figure out a strategy, or like read some guide. But yeah, basically, you just want to. It doesn't really matter whether you kill these small guys or not. And this is already last crop, right? Yeah. So it takes a while because I was explaining what's going on here and etc. But yeah, so like we have 24 cals value of the yellow crops. So this give you like some good boost, and you don't because you don't buy sessions. But to think about it, if you do buy the sessions, then this number will be doubled, and instead of 24, you will get like 48 plus others, and that's like basically 24 more chaos. And 24 more chaos with one charge is probably going to cost like 10 chaos, so that is 15 chaos pure gain. So you actually you should run the session of harvest, because now we are only running one this under this. The other 3 should be like harvest, and that gives you ensure there's a harvest. There should be like 100 double double the gain of harvest, and the last one would be give you double the runic marker. But anyway, this is the overall strategy and the play style. And I hope I hope you find this solid. So thank you and see you next time.